Instead of saying that the secret to health and wellness and happiness and everything is to optimize your sleep hygiene, what if we say that the secret to wellness and health is actually to nurture a great relationship with sleep? Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. How did y'all sleep last night? All right. Okay. So let me dive right in by introducing you to Marcy. So Marcy has chronic insomnia. She didn't always. In her 20s, sleep was easy. She took it for granted. And she figured, okay, eventually I would feel ready to settle down with sleep and take it more seriously. That day came. That day came when her job got more stressful. That day came when she had her kids. That day came when her mother unexpectedly died. And sleep got disrupted. She bought newer and fancier gadgets to track her sleep. Her sleep got worse. Why? So let's switch gears a little bit. I promise we'll come back to Marcy. We're going to help her, okay? She's going to be okay at the end of this. So, are you more like Marcy from 20 years ago, where it's like, okay, let's just kick this can down the road. I'll deal with sleep later. Or are you like what Marcy is aspiring to be today? Someone who takes sleep super seriously and invests time and effort and money into that. Or option C, well, my sleep isn't perfect. That's okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, sort of keep tabs and go with the flow. A? Okay, I'm seeing A's over here. So these are the people who are working hard, playing hard. What about B? Who's working? Oh, yeah. How about C? Okay, we got a bunch of C's as well. All right, so we have a smattering of different approaches to sleep. Okay, now humor me. We're gonna set sleep aside for just a moment. And I want you to bring to mind a person that you love. Now we're gonna do the same poll, but now we're gonna do it for that person. Okay, ready? So, do you procrastinate working on that relationship and say, I'll deal with bettering my relationship with my son later or my aging parent? Meanwhile, YOLO. Or do you say, okay, I'm going to optimize my partner. She's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna buy the top of the line gadget to monitor her behaviors, give her some rules to follow, analyze her performance metrics to see if she's meeting those rules, right? And, hopefully not get a restraining order while I'm doing all that. Or we don't have a perfect relationship. We have conflicts sometimes, and that's okay. This is still a worthwhile relationship to invest in. And I'm gonna keep listening, keep communicating, be ready to change. So, you know what? Let's do what we think is the ideal, right? How do you want to treat that person you love? A? Oh, nobody wants to just procrastinate their relationship with their loved one? Okay. How about B? Who wants a restraining order? No? Okay, how about C? Yes. Because it's really easy when we think about our human relationships that we just intuitively know that if we want that to be healthy and happy and long lasting, that we have to be, attentive, but not overbearing, right? But how come when it comes to how we treat sleep, it's kind of easy to get into that territory where we're taking it for granted, neglecting it? Because consider this. If you live to be 100 years old, you will have spent 30 years one-on-one with sleep. If you're gonna spend that much time with somebody in the same room, what kind of relationship do you want to have with them? This is the most loyal friend you've ever had. She takes care of your brain health. She heals your body by releasing growth hormone. She helps you regulate your emotions. She boosts your creativity. And of course, sleep helps you level up your skills. All of this together, these functions, make up who you are as a person. How do you nurture a good relationship with sleep? Well, this is where we come back to Marcy. Well, these are her first steps. let's set some rules because I really want to turn this ship around, okay? So I'm gonna do no screens after dinner. We're gonna have a 9:30 bedtime, nice and early. We're gonna minimize all sorts of things that might disrupt sleep in the evening, like too much fluid intake, stress levels, anything stimulating, we're not gonna do it. Cancel evening plans, don't go out until sleep is back on track. And of course, in the morning, I'm gonna analyze my Fitbit sleep data to see what I did wrong. Here's what happened to Marcy. She just got more and more anxious about sleep. So what can Marcy do instead? Tip number 1 for how to become a good friend to sleep, just like how you become a good friend to anyone, is to get to know them. Get to know your sleep's specific quirks. Not everybody needs the same amount, and we don't need the same amount throughout our own lives either, because we change. Our own biological needs and social needs and cognitive needs change, right? So how do we figure out how much sleep we need now in this phase of our life? Step 1, get up at the same time or about the same time every day, including your days off. And then second, this is the hard part, which is go to bed when you're sleepy and not before. But if you're just tired and not sleepy and you go to bed, especially if it's a lot earlier than your body really wants, you're just gonna lay there and get frustrated, and it's the first time you've been in the quiet and dark with no one to bother you, so all your worry thoughts come up, and you start associating the bed with discomfort, with anxiety, with frustration, right? So don't go to bed when you're just tired. Go to bed when you're sleepy. And once you've done that, the third step is super easy. You just sit back and let your brain do the work. Your brain is very smart, very wise. It will automatically adjust how much sleep you need based on your needs of this moment. Another thing you might want to know about your sleep is when should you do it? And this is where we come to the idea of chronotypes. So chronotypes are your biologically hardwired predisposition to fall asleep and to wake up at certain times. So for example, you might be an early bird, or you might be more of a night owl. By the way, there's nothing inherently good or bad about either one. Now, what if your job or your family doesn't allow you to sleep according to your ideal window? Well, the good news is you can actually shift your chronotype. So you do that with light. Light is the most powerful signal for your circadian clock. That's the master biological clocks that keeps track of time inside your brains. So for example, if you get light in the evenings, you're gonna become more of a night owl. If you get light in the morning, like very soon after you wake up, you're gonna become more of a morning person, okay? Second tip for how to be a good friend to sleep is to be flexible. Sleep is really, really good at adapting to your needs. Let's not automatically assume that any sort of change in how you sleep is definitely bad. What if your sleep is actually adapting to meet your biological needs now, instead of staying the same in how it met your needs at an earlier point in your life? Another way to be a flexible friend and a reasonable friend is to find the real culprits for your fatigue. Maybe you've been sedentary today. Maybe you're stressed because there's just a lot going on in your life right now, or a lot going on in the world. Maybe you're dehydrated. Maybe you're overstimulated, or maybe you're just bored. And last but not least for today, be generous. Do what you need to do. Live a fulfilling, full life. As long as we're also giving back. 3 major ways you can give back during the day. First is light exposure. Our energy is boosted by light. Our alertness, our cognitive functioning, boosted by light. If you do strength training, you're gonna get more deep sleep. Because sleep is recovery from what happens to you during the day, right? And last but not least is to have true daytime rest. Because if you're going, if you're never resting, if you're always distracted, if you're always processing, what message does that send to your body? Evolutionarily speaking, that means there's a tiger on the horizon all day long, right? Okay, so get to know your sleep, be flexible, be generous. Let's see how all of that worked out for Marcy. So remember Marcy's original set of rules? Well, she's like, okay, I'm going to be a good friend to sleep. This is how I'm going to edit these rules. First of all, these are not rules anymore. These are vibes. And instead of saying no screens at all after dinner time, we're gonna do some cozy TV. I'm gonna catch up on my girls' group chat. And instead of saying 9:30, no ifs, ands, or but bedtime, well, I actually feel more sleepy at 11. That's my natural style. Okay, let's do that. And all these rules for what to do, what not to do in the evening, that scrubs her evening clean and makes her a monk. Scratch all of that. Forget it. Let's just enjoy our evening. So all of this is being a good friend to sleep. That's what that looks like. What can I do this week to take care of my friend's sleep? To be a good friend again. And I thank you so much for your attention and for your hospitality.